Missouri. Done a lot of work with our local school district. They have several ends with doctors in the school, but they do need funding from leaders throughout the community. So invited Gina to talk with today about the program, and going to do a wonderful job. And she's extremely shy, so don't worry about that. So, but there are some brochures on your tables. She didn't have an audio video, so she's just gonna let us know about this wonderful program.
You can go up here for recording.
Well, so much for having me come. I appreciate it so much. I'm Gina Fowler. I'm community outreach for a nonprofit out of Macon, Missouri. Issues from the Heart. I'm just going to kind of start from the beginning, kind of give you a little bit of background about how we came to be. Our founder, Donnie Finucci, and his wife, Cindy, at the time, she has since passed, were in their Sunday school class, and they were just posing different questions about what the community needs, how can they help the community, how can they help kids. Cindy popped up and said, how about new shoes? She was like a shoe fanatic. She had like every color, everything, a whole closet's full of shoes. And she just thought that would be just a wonderful thing to gift children with brand new shoes, because there was so much need. So they got together with another Sunday school class and passed the hat, and had enough money to buy 65 pairs of shoes, which they bought brand new. And they went to the local Head Start in Macon, Missouri, and asked if they would have the need, and they most certainly did, and they were thrilled to have them. So they went in their classes, and the Sunday school classes went into the Head Starts and actually put the shoes on the kids' feet, made sure they fit, watched them run and jump, and he's so happy, to have brand new shoes, because many of these kids have never had brand new shoes before. So it was a really big deal. And from there, it just like the word spread. It was just like, the Macon started telling the Moberly, and the Moberly started telling the Brookfield, and it just kind of went around, and the church was just getting all these calls for shoes. So anyway, the first year, 65 pairs of shoes. They saw a need really quickly that this was not just a Macon, Missouri need, so they wanted to venture out. Donnie and his wife Cindy decided that they would start a nonprofit and see what they could do to help kids locally in North Central Missouri. So that's kind of where it started. So the nonprofit came into existence around 2014 is when that was all created. They actually started in 2012 is when this all began. And then we just started getting out and seeking funding, looking for grant opportunities. The orders just kept coming in and in and in, and it was just going crazy and like wildfire with daycares and Head Start specifically was really where we got our big start. Well, then we started getting calls from public schools and foster care agencies and women's shelters, and it just expanded in this rapid way. In 2020, we had given away 200,000 pair of shoes at that point. So it just took off. And it's just been a God thing, because we really just there was no staff. We didn't have a building. We had all these new shoes that we were ordering in, and we need shoes, and we would just pray and say, how are we going to fund it? And for somehow the money would just appear, or somebody would give us a donation, and we were able to do it. So we really just been going on faith for a really, really long time. We then started getting calls out of state. That's, when things really started getting crazy. Right now we work in every county in the state of Missouri in some capacity. And we're also in 21 other states doing various projects. We also have added in the last few years a couple of other assistance programs under our umbrella. The first one is a veterans program, and we work with veterans that are homeless or living in some type of veterans facility. And let's say, that they're coming out of service, they need to get a job, they don't have money to get the special shoes, maybe the steel toe boots or the non-slip shoes or the dress shoes or whatever. So we provide brand new shoes for veterans going back into the workforce. So when they need that, whenever they need a shoe, we're called from a lot of different veterans organizations that we help provide those shoes. We also have a disaster relief program, and we work a lot with the Red Cross. So if there's a fire, a flood, hurricane, any kind of natural disaster, they contact us. We have warehouses full of gently used shoes. This is where the only place that we use any kind of used shoes. So we do shoe drives, like gently used shoes. We store those, and whenever the need is there, then we ship the shoes, and they have the boots on the ground, with their people that actually, can distribute the shoes as needed. So that is another program that we're doing. And it's, again, crazy because there's always something, it seems like. When we first started, we would go, like with the school system, we would say, okay, if you need a pair of shoes for a kid, you see a kid, give us a call and we'll bring you a pair of shoes. So we did that for a really, really long time, or it would just be maybe a one-off, here, where they would need 5 pairs of shoes, and they need 10 pairs of shoes, and they would give us sizes, and we drive all over the state trying to get these, or we ship them. And we are a staff of 4. We have 3 paid part-time employees, and everybody else is volunteer. So it was really getting to be very difficult for us to, have people on the road and, the expense of shipping and all of that. So we brainstormed and came up with another plan that we could work within the school systems. That's when we came up with our shoe closet program. We felt like it was just something that was necessary, and it had a lot of benefits for the schools as well. Basically, the shoe closet consists of, depending upon the size of the school, we start with a 24 pair closet, and we have a 50 pair closet. We can go bigger if the schools require it, but we mainly work in elementary schools. So what we would do would be to bring in a closet with the appropriate number of shoes. They come in like half girls and half boys, various sizes, colors, styles. We don't just give them one type of shoe, so a kid would know that they have the free shoes. We want them to all, have the ability to pick a shoe that fits their style and all the stuff. So it's great because the staff in the school is made aware of the program, and so when they see a kid, it happens all the time. Their shoes are duct taped. They're wearing snow boots in the summer, or they're wearing flip flops in the winter. Just, ill-fitting shoes, all kinds of reasons that they need shoes. And so that way they have instant access right there where they're at. So if a teacher sees it, they can send them directly to the closet and they can choose their shoe. This is not like a one and done thing. We replenish the shoes. So when we look for a partnership in a community or a sponsorship, we do ask that, if you're interested in continuing the program, to replenish the closet, so they always have the shoes available for the kids. So that's kind of why I'm here today, because a friend of mine shared that there were needs at Dogwood Elementary. It is a Title I school, free and reduced lunch, and they have a lot of needs in that particular building. And so I reached out to the school, and they were thrilled to death the possibility to get a shoe closet there. My problem is that whenever I come into a new community that I'm not really sure, I don't know people, then I have to get out and try to find local sponsors, because we like to keep the sponsorship local, because the money that we are given in that community stays directly in that community. Our shoe cost is $14. That's what we pay for a brand new pair of shoes, and that includes the shipping cost to get the shoes and for us to get the shoes to you. But those are the expenses. There's nothing else on top. So everything actually just comes directly to your feet. So we are looking for sponsorship for the shoe closet to come to Dogwood Elementary. Of course, we would love to expand that to other needs in the community. So we're kind of new here. We've helped with Division of Family Services here and in other ways, but we've not worked through your school system yet, and we really like to meet the kids' needs where they're at. And it's just important. I mean, I know it seems like a little thing, you know, we can walk to our closet and say, oh, I think I'm gonna wear that pair of shoes today. Or, you know, I'm gonna wear that one. You know, we have choices. And these kids, they didn't have choices. You know, I talked to a girl not too long ago, and she was in a foster care home. And we brought them shoes and gave her shoes. She's a junior in high school, and that was the first brand new pair of shoes she had ever seen in her life. And I mean, it was just, it's very humbling to hear that. And she was so proud of those shoes. She was just over the moon. We had a gentleman, 14-year-old kid, in a school, and we always do tennis shoes because tennis shoes, you know, this is what most kids wear. And they're durable, and that's what they need, and they can wear those all the time. This child did not wear tennis shoes. That was not his thing. He wore like a kind of a cowboy boot, but like a square toe. I don't know what this is. Cowboy boot. Anyway, that's what he liked to wear. He wore them in gym class, wore them for everything. So they came to us and said, we have this specific child. He will not wear a tennis shoe. This is what he wears. So we went and they measured his foot. The boots that he was wearing at that time had holes in all the toes or all the front, and they were 3 sizes too small. And he'd been wearing those for years. And so we took him a brand new pair. We went out and bought them specifically. We never let a child go without a pair of shoes. Never. If it's out of our pocket, that's what we do. Got him the boots that he needed and took those and put those on that kid. It was just, I mean, I could cry talking about it because this kid was humbled and just so grateful. And I mean, he was crying. He was very emotional about it. He just, you know, said he never knew that there were such nice people in the world to do such a thing for him. So, you know, it really is a good program. Just the self-esteem and the confidence that it gives them, and in how it makes them feel like they're part of their group, you know, and their peers, and they're like them, and you know, they have the shoes that look like what they wear, and you know, it's just, it really does a lot for their how successful they are in school and in life, and how they, you know, being happy with themselves. So it really is something that is very important. The shoe closet cost is very low. I said it's $14 a pair for the shoes. What we're proposing for Dogwood Elementary right now is the 24 pair closet to get them started. And it's $336 to do that. The 50 pair closet is $700. So the investment is really not big at all to do such a great thing. And so that's why I'm here today, to introduce you guys to what we do as a club. You know, if this would be something that you would be interested in helping with in your community. If not, if personally you have, you know, a way, or if you have other places in the community that you know that we could reach out to help. I mean, we're just here to help, and we want to bring shoes to the kids that need them. So if you have any other entities that we can work through to get shoes to kids in your community, please let us know. But that's pretty much it in a nutshell. What I do.
Do you give any kind of recognition to the organization?
We do. Yes, we do. All of our shoes are packaged like this. This is how they come. We take them out of the shoe boxes because it's so cumbersome, and space is a very much an issue in most of these schools. So we package them like this, and we also put information about our sponsor. We put our card, and then it has, of course, it has a size on it, so it's very easy to be able to find the right size for the kid. So that's how they come. So we have that on all the boxes. We bring the shoes. We always put your logo on. We invite you to come to the delivery event. We do a lot of photos and that stuff. We share it out on our Instagram, Facebook, all of our social media. And we encourage you guys to do the same. You can have pictures made. You can put them in in your newsletter, or your, I'm sure there's probably a Rotary magazine or something, you know, whatever you want to do. But yes, we do help you, and it's your program. When we come in, I mean, we treat it as your program that you're bringing to your school.
Pay that every year, or how do you does that?
It's a little bit a fluid situation, because when we come into a community, we bring a shoe closet, we don't really know exactly how it's gonna go. I mean, we've had times where we brought the shoe closet in and in a week it's gone because the needs were so great. And so at that point, it needs to be replenished really quickly. A lot of times though, we'll come in and like I said, we do various sizes and things, and maybe it's not the right size. Maybe you're having to run on size 2 and you have all these size 3s and need more 2s. We swap out. We'll do a swap. And we guarantee that we can bring those within a 48-hour period, that we can bring down what you need as far as that. We will swap out. We try to swap out and do that as much as we possibly can until we kind of see what you're using in the closet, because it's different in every school and it's different in how fast they go. So a replenishment is kind of a little bit of a gray area until we kind of figure it out. So, but usually within 6 months, a lot of times we need to replenish. And most definitely like at the first of the school year, we will need to, like within a year.
But that's sponsor given. The opportunity or get the bill for each pair of shoes, replenish that, or you wait like quarterly, or how do you do that?
Well,
After the initial 3 pairs.
I don't know, we're kind of just a little different as far as that goes. If it's just a one-off and they just need a pair of one pair of shoes and they don't have it in there, we just bring it. We don't bill you for it. We just pay for it. I mean, that's just what we do. I don't know. My boss is just like that. He's just, no kid ever goes without. So, and we don't want to burden you with a $14 bill. That's just how it is. That's kind of crazy, but that's how it is. So unless we need several pairs of shoes or a total replenishment, we will not come back to you. But when that happens and we need to do a replenishment, I would come to you and say, we need a replenishment, but do you want to continue to provide this and be our sponsor? If not, then we will go back out into the community. We will look for somebody else who will, because we never want it to end. It's non-goal.
Gina, we had spoken previously, you've got a history with Rotary. Well, can you touch on that a little bit?
Sure. Yeah, we work with a lot of Rotary clubs. We recently were really blessed. The Rotary Club in Fulton, Missouri contacted us and they wanted to write a grant to help with shoes for their county, for all their schools. And so they received a $10,000 grant that they came back to us. We purchased all the shoes and they sponsored a shoe closet that will cover all of the schools in Fulton, all ages from high school down to pre-K, and any other surrounding schools that might possibly need shoes. They know that they're available as well. So they have one place in one of their buildings that they had a room and they store all of these shoes there. And so they're really accessible. We also work with the Moberly Rotary Club, and they sponsor our shoe closet in Moberly. They help us with that every year. So we do, and I do speak to more and more Rotaries all the time. You guys are just great. We've been really, really impressed with how much you guys do in your communities. And it's just a good way for us to meet people in the community too. So doing a lot of these talks and introductions of what I do.
So you mentioned Dogwood. Is there any other schools or anything that are out to you here? Because I have a funny feeling that it probably does something here real quick.
Yeah.
There's going to be all kinds of people wanting to help. And then
Absolutely.
There's schools that are.
Bring it on, bring it on. I mean, it was just brought to me that, from a person that had some knowledge of Dogwood, that was a high needs school. And so I researched it. We look a lot to see if they're Title I and what their free and reduced lunch is, all that kind of thing whenever we're kind of starting in a community. But we never turn it down. I mean, if Dogwood Elementary, like I said, we generally will put these in elementary schools because it seems like the shoes are better received. I know this sounds crazy, but a lot of times when the kids get to middle school, high school, they want a name brand shoe and they would rather have a used name brand shoe than a brand new shoe, which is crazy, but it's not always the case. So we have been putting a number of shoe closets into middle school and high school. So we are game for anything. We absolutely would never let a child go without a pair of shoes, ever. So if anybody knows of a need, we will figure it out. We will find the funding in that community and we will make it happen. We've been successful for a lot of years doing that, and I've never had any problem.
Are all
Getting
your
help.
employees volunteers or paid staff?
We have we have 4 employees, and 3 of us are part-time, 20 hours or less a week. And so we do get paid, but our founder takes absolutely nothing. He doesn't pay himself at all. Everybody else that we have within our organization is all volunteer. We work with a lot of volunteers. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to make a motion that we consider it for dogwood, especially. Probably sponsor a small one.
And we've talked in the past, we do the Rotary sheep grad, the old sheep grad state. We've talked as a club about.
Yeah.
Thanks, John.
Well, and it is kind of timely. I mean, I started working with dogwood back at the beginning of the year, and it's really hard because, I mean, this is my job, and when I come into a community, I don't know the community. So I don't know where to go. So, that's why I started connecting with Rotary. Just so I can get to know people in the community, because I know you all are leaders in your community and you care about your community. So it's a good place for me to start, but just took me a while to get here. So they've been waiting, and she's been calling me, do you have any funding for our shoe closets yet? So they really need it. School's getting ready to get out. I would love to be able to get it down here and get it in the school a few weeks, at least a few weeks before school's out, like very quickly. Our turnaround time can be really quick. I'm sorry. Oh, really? When do you guys get out of school here? Do you all know?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Yeah, we can make it happen pretty quickly. We usually say a turnaround time, a week to 2 weeks. We can get a closet in. I can give you my card for my personal number, because that comes from my office, but I'll give you my personal. That's kind of what I take care of. You can also find us on Facebook. It's all in the brochure. We're on Instagram. We're on, we have our website is what I was trying to say, but we all are on Instagram and Facebook, and you can go on and see us. We always post whenever we're delivering. We do deliveries constantly, and we're running around doing crazy things. Yeah, we would really appreciate your help. Your school would appreciate your help. And I think it would be a really good fit for you guys to maybe to take on the program and sponsor some of these shoes.
I think Ron made a motion, I got seconded.
Yeah.
Getting voted on.
Yeah, all those in favor?
You better like sit up here and kind of vote like right in front of me before.